Hi, this is Katie Weeks, your independent Close to My Heart maker, and today I am here with the Close to My Heart Twisted Sisters to share with you my twist on the number balloons Stampin' Thin Cuts from the new April through June catalog. And you notice that they make really nice balloons like for graduation or birthdays, but you could even make plain balloons out of the 0, but I am going to twist the number 8, and I'm also going to use these background elements as well. So I'm going to start off with some Sapphire cardstock, and I'll bring in a sheet of paper from Hello Darlin, one of our new paper packs, and I'm using the light side of the Sapphire cardstock to put for my background of my card. I'm actually going to put that as the base layer, and then I'm going to use this print from Hello Darlin as my background of my card, and I cut that to 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to bring in that Stampin' Thin Cut set with the number balloons, and I'm going to get the number 8, and I'm going to stamp it off on a sticky note that is all over sticky. The whole back of the sticky note is sticky, and I'm going to stamp it in the Sapphire ink, and I'm going to use this so that I can make a mask for those 2 center circles on the number 8, because when I stamp this 8 off, I don't want those little circles. I want to make it look like a snowman, so I need to cut those out, make a mask, and then when I ink up my number 8, I can pull off that mask in order to stamp my snowmen, and I'm stamping them on white daisy cardstock. So I went through this process a total of 3 times, where I would stamp it off or ink it up with my Sapphire ink, peel off the mask, and then stamp my snowman. And then I would put the mask back on so that I could ink it up again. And I stamped off 3 of these snowmen that I'm going to use on the front of my card. Okay, then I'm going to use my masking tape to secure the thin cut to my white daisy cardstock that I stamped on, and to my thin cut, and then I'm going to go run these through my die cutting machine. I'm also going to take some white glitter paper and use my Fancy Borders thin cuts. They're retired, but I just want to cut some wavy lines so that it can simulate some snow. And there you see, I'm going to put some of those snow mounds, one of them inside the card, and then a couple of them on the front of the card. The second one that I'm adding to the front of the card, I'm actually going to put some of the 3D foam dots on the back of it so that I get some dimension and it's elevated just a little bit. So I know snow isn't what most of us have in mind for spring for this new April through June catalog, but I know that we have people in all different markets around the world, and perhaps some of you who live in the other side, like around Australia and New Zealand, you might be heading into a more cold season, while the rest of us in the States hopefully are heading into a summer. But I also know that several of us are still experiencing snow, even in April. So I thought, a snowman could still be appropriate. I know in Northwest Ohio, we certainly still have snow here. So you will see I am taking some background elements and stamping second generation little dots on the front of the card and on the inside to give it a more snow type feel, and then I'm going to use that smallest little starburst with some black ink, and I'm actually going to stamp it as the eyes on my snowman. I had tried the back of it to use it just as round dots for the eyes, and it absolutely just did not work. It was way too large. So I think just the small starburst will be just right to make the little eyes on their faces. And then I wanted to do something to look like the carrot type of nose, and I actually am scrapbooking all weekend, and most of my supplies are at the crop, and I'm at home trying to film this. So I decided I would just use my Nectarine stamp pad and a Waterbrush and come in and draw the little nose, just kind of watercolor it on to each of those snowmen, and I think it turned out pretty cute. I liked how it looked. It was just the soft little nose on each of them. And then I took a black journaling pen and drew some dots for their mouth, and that worked out pretty well too. So there are people posting for the next several days for about a week for the Twisted Sisters video hop. So make sure that you check the playlist link that's in the description and keep checking back as it'll be updated over the next few days. So here I'm taking in second generation stamping some of those strings that were for the balloons to look like swirls. So like when it's snowing and it's blowing, I just made those little swirls for the background of the front of my card as well. And then I'm bringing in some foam dots and using those on the back of my snowman. I use the thin 3D foam dots for the first snowman that I'm putting on, and I'm putting it on that far back snowbank, and then I use the regular 3D foam dots on the other two snowmen so that they were popped up a little bit more, and put them on that second snowbank that I added to the very front of the card. And I even was able to tuck them into the snow a little bit. And then I came back in, and one of my favorite embellishments would be bitty sparkles, and I added a few of those to the front of the card. So I like how this turned out, and I hope you like how I twisted my number 8 to look like snowmen. And make sure that you check back to all the other Twisted Sisters as we post videos over the next few days. And if you enjoyed this, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done that. And if you hit the bell and turn on all the notifications, you'll find out each time that I am uploading a new crafty video. Feel free to leave a sweet comment and share this with your crafty friends.